Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the New Boston. And in this tutorial, we're going to be looking more at enumerations, and we're going to be taking a look at GetValues. Now, in Visual Basic, there's libraries that you can use that are readily available in every single application you make. Now, in this tutorial, we're going to be using the systems namespace, and we're going to be using the enum class. So, we'll go ahead and come over to our form1.vb, and we'll just go ahead and make this a little bit bigger here. So let's just go ahead and move these over. We'll move this to the middle just to make it look a little bit better. And now we will add two list boxes. So we will add, let's see, where are they? List box. Okay, so we're going to have a list box for the values of the items in the enumeration sports, and then we're going to have a list box for the names of the items in enumeration sports. So we'll go ahead and set the name of this to list enum values, and we'll set the name of this one to list enum names. Now we may not get to names in this tutorial, but we'll just leave it there for the next one. So let's go ahead and move this around a bit. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and open our code for this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use system.enum.getValues to get the values of all of the items in the sports enumeration. Now you can see our values are 0, 1, and 2. And let's say we don't know what these values are. Well, we can use GetValues to do it. So let's just minimize Analyze Sport here. We'll come up here to Button Analyze, and let's go ahead and before it shows the message box, let's go ahead and add each of the values to the list box list values. So we'll do this using a for each loop. So for each item as integer, because our enumeration uses integer value types for it, and we'll type, so for each item as integer we'll use the system namespace dot enum, the enumeration class, and then we'll type dot get values. So get values is going to have a single argument. So it's going to be the enum type as system.type. So what we're going to do is we are going to type get type, and if you read the description for this, it says returns a system.type object for the specified type name. So it's just going to get the type of the enumeration that we're using. And for get type, we're going to need one parameter for that, which is the object. And the object is pretty simple. It's just sports. Now, bear with me here. This might be a little confusing, but let's go ahead and come down here, and we'll press enter so we can fill in the rest of our for each loop. So now what we're going to do is we're going to type list values, or let's see, list enum values. So list enum values dot items dot add, and then we'll do item dot toString. So we'll just convert that integer to a string. So what we did is we took our sports enumeration. We didn't use my sports because that is an object all by itself. We're accessing this enumeration directly to the enumeration. So for each item as integer, because enumerations take the data type integer, or we set ours to take the data type integer. You can do whatever you want. So item as integer and then we use the system.enum, the system namespace, and the enum class. Then we use the function getValues. Now for our arguments, we used getType, which is going to get the type of sports, which is an integer type. So get type, and the argument of that is sports. So it's just going to give us, it's going to say it's integers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to type list enum values.items.add and item.toString. So it's going to go through this loop for every single value inside of sports, and it's just going to add it to the list. Now let's go ahead and run this and see what happens here. So we'll go ahead and click football here, and we'll analyze that sport. And you can see a message box pops up that says your sport is football, and in our list box it lists all of the values inside of our enumeration sports. So you may not think there is a practical use for this this function right now, GetValues, but later on when you're programming you may run into it. The people who created .NET know what they're doing, and they obviously people are going to need GetValues, or else they wouldn't put it in there. So practice with this a little bit. You probably won't be using it, but it's a good thing to know. And let me correct myself, you probably won't be using it for a while, but it's a good thing to know. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next tutorial.